I'm Fox, any pronouns, and welcome to Pride Month, if you're in the USA. Now, I always love celebrating queerness, both media-wise and my own, but I'll never pass up an excuse to spread some more queer love all around. And that's why today I'm going to be wrecking some queer horror and spooky stories to check out this Pride, or any time of the year. Hopping right in with a middle grade title, Too Bright to See by Kyle Lukoff. It follows Bug in the summer before middle school, after the death of their beloved uncle. The house Bug lives in has always been haunted, but now Bug thinks his ghost is still around, trying to tell Bug something important. Not to spoil too much, but this is a story about growing up and realizing, well shit, I'm trans. It really hit close to home in so many places, especially how Bug doesn't like looking in mirrors because there's some stranger there. It's a poignant, beautiful book with a lot of emotions and some great atmosphere. While for a younger audience, it's still impactful no matter your age. Moving to young adult, we have The Dead in the Dark by Courtney Gold. Logan finds herself in Snakebite, Oregon, where teens are disappearing, and in some cases, turning back up dead. She's there with her fathers, famous TV ghost hunters. Here she meets Ashley, whose boyfriend is one of the missing, and together they unravel years-old mysteries. This is a fantastic, thrilling and chilling sapphic story. It's very heavy, very gripping, and a wild, dark ride. It's about family, the connections we have to each other, the lengths people will go for their loved ones. Highly recommended. In adult horror, let's start with Summer Suns by Lee Mandello. Some might even label this new adult. Andrew was supposed to join Eddie at his college. Days before he's about to come up to Nashville, however, Eddie seems to commit suicide. Andrew doesn't believe that, however, and tries to get to the bottom of what really happened, and what exactly Eddie was getting himself into before his death, all while trying to ignore Eddie's violent ghost. Talking about heavy, dark, and at times very gruesome book. This book is chilling. I was hooked from the beginning, and it gripped me tight, never letting go. There are so many questions to answer, plenty of twists, beautiful character moments, and truly terrifying moments. It's a Killian, with Andrew growing close to an unexpected man who might or might not have something to do with Eddie's death. Do you want something gothic and spicy? Lord of Eternal Night by Ben Alderson has you covered. Think Beauty and the Beast, but with a vampire, and if Beauty was sent to kill him. We follow Jack, whose whole life has been training to kill the creature in the castle, who every year must have a sacrifice from the village. Jack is a powerful witch, and vows to finally break the curse. Along the way, however, he grows closer to his captor, and learns terrible truths about the past and his own family. If you're looking for another queer gothic retelling, then there's Unwieldy Creatures by Addie Brooke Sy. It's a biracial, non-binary Frankenstein story, and oh boy, does it pack an emotional punch. Child abuse, hate crimes, first loves that go awry, a world that is indifferent at best and maliciously cruel at worst to those who are different, and the danger of repeating cycles of abuse. The way it weaves Frankenstein lore into the modern age is clever and fascinating. Since we're on retellings, Unbury Your Gaze by Clinton W. Waters is a novella that makes H.P. Lovecraft's Reanimator gayer. I reviewed this one, and it's still a story I think about every so often. It's creepy, tragic, heartbreaking, engrossing. It follows Dr. Humphrey West as he retells what happened in his youth to his best friend, the boy he loved, and a decision no one could take back. Fluids by May Leitz is not a retelling, but it is dark and fucked up. It's a tale of love and obsession and desperation. Two young women, one trans, meet online and decide to meet in real life. One escapes home via a fire, and things only ramp up from there as the pair get caught up in their darkest thoughts and desires, everything culminating in a vicious and bloody night. Finally, let's move on to anthologies. Since we've already been talking about brutal books, let me start with Bury Your Gaze, an anthology of tragic queer horror. Let me tell you, that title delivers on its promises. The stories are all varied, with even a few science fiction jaunts. We have surgeries gone awry, terrible diseases that rot you from the inside out, parasitic lovers, and so many different sorts of tragedies. Some stories end hopefully, some romantically horrific, some beautiful, some just devastating. Every story is an absolute treat. Next is Unspeakable, a queer gothic anthology, edited by Sea Lion Fran. First, can we take a moment to admire this gorgeous cover? Inside are 18 fantastic, creepy, sometimes tragic, often beautiful yet unnerving tales. Some are even pretty sweet. Some are so engrossing, with this constant undercurrent of tragedy that really grips you. A few have fantastic twists and subversions. Another one for when you really want some bite-sized gothic and chilling horror. A Skulls and Spells, edited by Jinx Peregrine and Jonas Holt, is a little different than the others, showcasing short stories and artwork. This is definitely one if you want some slightly lighter horror. It's not all overwhelming tragedy, and there are more fantasy elements as well, but still some chills to be had. One is even a poem. Our last recommendation is also different from the rest. Instead of short stories, it's an anthology of nonfiction. Edited by W. Dale Jordan, Divergent Terror at the Crossroads of Queerness and Horror asked queer horror folks to dive into the intersection of their identities with the horror they love. It's a fascinating read with great insight and a lot of pieces that hit home or open your eyes to things that you might not have consciously realized about yourself or the horror genre. These were all so good. Even my least like were enjoyable and insightful. Also, you'll definitely find a lot of new films to check out, too. 11 books isn't bad. Of course, we can always use more queer horror. If you have any recommendations of your own, please don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know. I hope you all have a lovely Pride, whether you're queer yourself, an ally, or questioning. Thanks for joining my lucid screaming.